Welcome students to lesson 23 of the Urban World topic. This is part 2 of our mini case study on urban regeneration. In last lesson we looked at Temple Quarter, an area of central Bristol that is derelict and particularly important for Bristol's economy. And we looked at an urban regeneration project that is going to be introduced there. In this lesson I'm going to show you what actually is being planned and has already been completed in the urban regeneration project in Temple Quarter, and how this is intended to improve the area. Please write the date, title and learning objective and have a pen and paper ready to learn. Time to review prior learning. Write 1 to 10, answer the questions from memory and then mark your answers. Game time. Number 1. Urban regeneration is the improvement of a derelict or polluted area of a city. 2. Bristol's Temple Quarter is an important economic area as the main train station is there. 3. Bristol's main train station is called Temple Meads. 4. The Tobacco Theatre is an important cultural feature of Bristol and it is within an old tobacco factory. 5. Migration to Bristol is responsible for 50% of its population growth. 6. Ethnic diversification leads to a sharing of cultures, for example during St Paul's Carnival in Bristol. 7. Cabot Circus is a large shopping centre in Bristol, constructed due to the growth of young, high-income population. 8. The earthquake One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and finally 10. Give yourselves a mark out of 10. If you got 8 or more, fantastic work. You've really understood these ideas and remembered them. Any questions that you got wrong, test yourselves on them repeatedly from memory until you have remembered them. To introduce this lesson, I'm going to just give you some questions to help you recap your knowledge. So look at the questions, answer them using your understanding, and then we'll discuss them. This is going to help you be in a stronger position and feel more confident when it comes to talking about the ideas in this lesson. So number 1, what are brownfield sites? You should have said that brownfield sites are derelict urban areas that are former industrial areas and usually found within cities. 2. Why does Bristol have them? Bristol has brownfield sites because in the past it had significant amounts of industry, manufacturing, that have now, due to deindustrialization, become derelict and unused. 3. What makes Bristol Temple Quarter important to the city? Bristol Temple Quarter has the main train station, Temple Meads. It is in the central area of the city, it's large, and it is an important area of land which could be redeveloped into useful housing or business opportunities. 4. How does urban regeneration improve brownfield sites? Urban regeneration leads to a different use of those brownfield sites. For example, in Stokes Croft, through more affordable housing and office space. It improves infrastructure such as transport and the internet. And it also improves the quality of green spaces, which makes people's quality of life better and attracts more skilled people there, leading to greater investment. So, let's explore the Bristol Temple Quarter Urban Regeneration Project. Here is the central point of the project. It is around the train station. And the key 2 focus points are education and transport. If you think back to the Favela Bairro project in Rio de Janeiro, they tried with significant amounts of money and effort to put investment into education and transport, but they didn't put nearly enough into education, meaning that the transport was less useful. Bristol has tried to overcome that issue. Here's how. Bristol Temple Meads train station is going to be doubled in capacity, so twice as many passengers can arrive and depart every day. It's going to be completely electrified, the track as well, so that electric trains can come to and from the city. Electric trains are both faster than diesel trains and do not release any harmful gases, causing global warming or air pollution. They're also much quieter. This is a significant investment, but it will improve productivity since people can get to and from cities like London and Oxford much faster from Bristol. Not only that, Bristol University is in the process of constructing a brand new research building called the Enterprise Campus, which will cost almost £200 million and will educate people and allow people to research engineering, technology, and also business. And through training people in these three areas, the students who attend the Bristol Enterprise Campus will be equipped with the skills that will become in demand from the businesses that arrive in Temple Quarter in the future. Which makes you ask the question, why would businesses in the quaternary sector come to Bristol's Temple Quarter? Well, let me show you. Job opportunities. They arrive when businesses invest in a place, or when people start up businesses. Those are the two things that make jobs possible and available. And housing is also critical. People need to live in the area where they're going to work to be most productive. Additionally, people want to live near where they work to reduce the amount of time spent travelling. Housing needs to be affordable so that lots of people can live there, not just the richest people. And if housing is in the inner city, on brownfield sites such as in Temple Quarter, it mitigates, which means reduces, urban sprawl. This is the Glass Wharf Office Centre, and it is a sustainable building, which means that it is made of very sustainable materials and it reduces its use of natural resources. It has solar panels on the roof. It recycles wastewater. It has tinted glass windows to reduce sunlight so that air conditioning is not needed. Not only that, all around the Glass Wharf are public transport opportunities. The bus rapid transit system from Bristol is connected up to Glass Wharf so that people can go by bus to the office very easily. Cycle lanes have been created and walkways over the river. But most importantly, it is an advanced technological space with good internet and electricity supplies, and therefore it has attracted many high-income individuals and businesses to this building already. A big law firm, for example, has already occupied several of the floors. So the Glass Wharf is an example of an infrastructure investment that has attracted employment. That's not all. Bristol's Temple Mead train station had a shed, and all train stations have this. It's a large warehouse where trains are maintained and repaired. The engine shed, which is what this was called in Bristol, has been completely transformed into a research office that looks like this. 150 quaternary sector high-tech companies have set up here, and every day the employees of these companies meet and mingle and share ideas and improve each other's ideas, leading to massively increased profits for each of those companies. Higher incomes. It is expected that incomes will more than triple in Bristol's Temple Quarter because of the arrival of more skilled people to buildings like Glass Wharf and the engine shed, which have only occurred due to government investment in infrastructure that have made these available. The education that students get from the Enterprise Campus and the better transport that links up Temple Quarter to the rest of Bristol and Temple Quarter to the rest of the country means that there are many people who have the skills and the ability to get to these job opportunities, and so their incomes have risen significantly and will continue to in the future. In the future, and as a key part of the urban regeneration project, housing is going to be improved. These are sustainable apartment blocks built on the western side of Temple Quarter. You'll notice they have garden roofs, which cool down buildings and reduce the need for air conditioning. There is a vast amount of green spaces that have been increased all across the area. This is the Enterprise Campus that you see here. They are very close to the jobs and have very good connections via bridges and walkways to the office spaces, and they will house more than 7,000 people in affordable homes, so the people who work in these buildings will be able to live very near them. Housing affordability is critical if you want to ensure that the people who can work in an area and can get jobs in particular skills are able to live near to those jobs rather than having to commute from far away. This is the Bristol Temple Quarter project. It's going to improve the environment through reducing emissions from trains. It's going to improve the environment through improving transport opportunities by bicycle and by walking. It's going to improve employment opportunities through attracting high-skilled, high-paid jobs by creating adequate infrastructure. And it's going to bring people back to the centre of Bristol through creating good, affordable housing that both prevents urban sprawl and improves their productivity. Not only that, but if you think about social opportunities in cities, if you have young, highly educated people, their demand for things like shopping and services like entertainment go up. And so more investment in these opportunities increases in the centre of a city. That's why Harbourside is now what it is. Time to assess learning. Question 1. How will bus rapid transit, so the metro bus in Bristol, contribute to improving Temple Quarter? Well, BRT, the metro bus, will reduce journey times to Temple Quarter. It will also incentivise, which means encourage, people to take public transport rather than cars. This will not only reduce congestion and air pollution, it will also encourage more young, skilled people to go and work in Temple Quarter where previously they wouldn't have. As a result of lots of young people wanting to work in Temple Quarter, more businesses will want to set up. In fact, a second engine shed is being planned for Temple Quarter, attracting yet more jobs there. Question 2. What might have happened to the amount of green space in Temple Quarter and what impact might this have? Well, many of the old warehouses and factories will have been torn down and replaced by parks, much as happened to Queen Square in Bristol, that was built on a former highway. These green spaces will act not only as good community areas where people can meet and raise their children, but also they will improve mental and physical health. People can exercise in parks more easily. Question 3. How do you think crime will be affected by the developments in Bristol Temple Quarter? Should have said that crime is likely to decrease in Temple Quarter since incomes are going to rise, unemployment will fall, transport will improve, and investment in provisions like street lighting and education and healthcare will improve, discouraging people from going to crime. Give me one difference between the Bristol Temple Quarter project and the Favela Bairro project in Rio de Janeiro. Well, you could have said many points here, but a couple of key differences are that education was more important in the Temple Quarter project than in the Favela Bairro project. It was made the main part of it through the Enterprise campus. You could have also said that green spaces were increased across the area compared to the Favela Bairro project where there was a smaller number of them built. You may have finally said that the need to reduce crime before developing the area was much smaller in Bristol than in the Favela Bairro project, where UPPs, armed police, were needed before any construction began. Crime is nowhere near that bad in Bristol or in most HIC cities. Time to embed learning. Answer the questions from memory and then mark your answers. So you should have both of these points. Explain them clearly. Energy efficiency and the reuse of water and electricity in the Glass Wharf building means that companies save money. That attracts them there. Not only that, but recycling reduces water consumption, reducing water stress in an area. Water stress is when there isn't enough water for each person or each business. And additionally, energy efficiency and using renewable energy means less CO2 from using the national grid's electricity supply, which rely, for example, on gas power stations. 2. Any one of these points. Explain them clearly. 3. And finally, 4. Make sure you give both of these points and explain them using the keywords that I've underlined. Give yourselves a mark out of the total. Correct any mistakes in green and add any parts that you've missed. Test yourselves on these questions repeatedly over the next few weeks so that you really memorize the answers. From this lesson, write 2 questions. Try and focus those questions on key facts about the Temple Quarter project. Answer the questions from memory. In a week's time, test yourselves on those questions to see if you've still remembered them. In the final lessons of the urban world topic, we're going to be exploring and focusing on the issue of sustainability in cities. Cities use an enormous amount of natural resources, and if they're not careful, they're very damaging to the environment. I've shown you ways that Rio de Janeiro and Bristol have reduced their environmental impacts. In the next 2 lessons, I'm going to show you a particularly effective city in achieving those goals. Join me.